Welcome to the Good News Flower Hour, people. I'm your host, Dave Easy. The big scary story this week is the swine flu pandemic. Confirmed cases are now reported in 11 countries around the world, and in the U.S., the Center for Disease Control has confirmed at least 120 cases spread across nearly 20 states. Yesterday, the World Health Organization raised its 6-tier alert system to 5 and said the world's first influenza pandemic since 1968 may soon be declared.
You don't own me. I'm not just one of your many toys.
Pennsylvania Senator Arlen Specter upset the political chessboard in Washington this week when he switched party affiliation from Republican to Democrat, a move that could give the Democrats a 60-seat filibuster-proof majority, assuming that Democrat Al Franken is seated as the duly elected senator of Minnesota. Specter, who is famously independent when it comes to party line votes, celebrated his new party status by voting twice against his fellow Democrats on budget and bankruptcy legislation. 100 days into his presidency, Barack Obama continues to enjoy high approval ratings from the American people, even if the math is discouraging. In the past 100 days, 2 million jobs were lost, 908,666 houses were foreclosed upon, 106 U.S. military personnel died in Afghanistan, 49 U.S. military personnel died in Iraq, 27 banks failed, and 1 Portuguese water dog found a new home. Meanwhile, over at Fox News, the Fair and Balanced Network celebrated 100 days of Obama bashing and socialist baiting.
Liberal utopian vision.
March to socialism.
Take this country as far left.
End of capitalism as we know it.
Elected mostly by black, racist, and white guilty.
Fascism.
He went on a jihad against lobbyists.
Addicting this country to heroin.
What you worry about is your motivation. Communism.
I read an article that said the Manchurian candidate couldn't destroy us faster than Barack Obama.
He went on foreign soil and apologized for America.
Is President Obama's handling of the troubled economy a signal that we are creeping toward socialism?
You were young and your heart was an open book.
Chrysler, one of the 3 pillars of the American auto industry, will file for bankruptcy after last-minute negotiations between the government and the automaker's creditors broke down Thursday night. It is expected that Chief Executive Robert L. Nardelli will step aside in exchange for the Obama administration continuing to pump billions of dollars into the dying car giant. In related news, General Motors on Monday announced plans to cut 21,000 U.S. factory jobs by next year and phase out its storied Pontiac brand, maker of the iconic Trans Am. An Ohio State University study finds that conservatives don't understand that Stephen Colbert's arch-conservative persona is actually satire. The study investigated biased message processing of political satire in the Colbert Report and found that conservatives were more likely to report that Colbert was only pretending to be joking and genuinely means what he says.
I thank God for freedom, beef and the Constitution. I thank God for church, World War II and the Revolution. I thank God for dogs and hats, and for me and for you. And I know that God thanks me too. You're welcome.
The good news this week is that the Flaming Lips' Do You Realize will be named the official state rock and roll song of Oklahoma, despite fears amongst some Okie lawmakers that the band is comprised of closet communists. Last month, when the band visited the State House, bassist Michael Ivins wore a t-shirt emblazoned with the hammer and sickle logo, prompting a cadre of right-wing state lawmakers to call for the band to be stripped of its state song honor on the grounds that they were in fact a bunch of commies. Honestly, it's just a dumb shirt, said Flaming Lips frontman Wayne Coyne in response to the faux controversy. We are not communists. Oklahoma Governor Brad Henry was inclined to agree. Henry announced that he is vetoing the decision and will sign an executive order naming Do You Realize as the official state song of the great state of Oklahoma.
That everyone you know someday will die.
And that is the week that was. The Good News Flower Hour was brought to you this week by the word pandemic. Just wash your hands, people.
This year, Motor Trend gave Pontiac the Car of the Year award for the 4th time. In fact, Pontiac's the only car maker ever to receive the Car of the Year award 4 times. We suspect the bumper of the year had a lot to do with it. Seems like everything those Pontiac engineers touch turns to great.